I was 16, homeless, and failing every class when a substitute teacher changed my life with a single conversation that took less than 2 minutes. "You are smarter than this," she said, holding up my failed quiz. I still remember her name, parent Miss Keller Pert, and the exact moment she refused to let me disappear. I had been living out of my car for 3 months by then. My mother's boyfriend had made it clear I wasn't welcome anymore, and with my mom choosing him over me, I packed what I could fit into my beaten-up Honda Dixbite. I showered at the gym when I could afford it, worked night shifts at a 24-hour diner, and slept in past parking lots because the security lights made me feel safer. School had become just a place to stay warm during the day. I sat in the back of every class unwashed and exhausted, barely staying awake. My grades had plummeted from straight A's to F's within a semester. Most teachers had written me off as another Beador case, period, just another statistic in our undermunded public school. Miss Keller was just a substitute covering my English class for 2 weeks. On her 3rd day, she asked me to stay after class. I assumed it was for sleeping through her lecture. "You answered one question today before you fell asleep," she said, sitting on the edge of her desk. "Your analysis of Steinbeck's symbolism was college-level work. Then you went back to sleep. What's going on?" I shrugged, staring at the floor, waiting for the lecture about applying myself. "When's the last time you ate something that wasn't from a vending machine?" she asked. Instead, the question caught me off guard. I couldn't remember. "Come on," she said, grabbing her purse. "Let's get lunch." At the diner across from school, I devoured 2 cheeseburgers while she asked questions no one had bothered to ask in months. Where was I living? My car, was I safe? Mostly, did I have a plan? "Number one, you are working nights and trying to attend school days," she said. "No wonder you are failing." "It doesn't matter," I told her. "I'll probably drop out when I turn 17. She set down her coffee cup with surprising force. "That would be the biggest waste of potential I've seen in 15 years of teaching. I am failing everything," I reminded her, "because you are homeless and exhausted, not because you are incapable." She pulled out a folder from her bag and slid it across the table. "This is your permanent record. I shouldn't show you this, but I want you to see something. Inside were my standardized test scores from freshman year, Pert, all in the 99th percentile. You have one of the highest IQs in the school," she said, "and you are living in your car. This isn't how your story ends." After lunch, she drove me to the counselor's office and refused to leave until he found me emergency student housing. She connected me with a program for at-risk youth that provided a small stipend if I maintained passing grades. She arranged for me to take 2 classes online so I could work evening shifts instead of overnight. But the most important thing she did happened the next day in class. She handed back our quizzes, and when she gave me mine, there was a note. "I know you wrote this half asleep. Rewrite it tonight and bring it tomorrow. I'll replace the grade." I stayed up in my new temporary housing, determined to prove her right. I rewrote that quiz with everything I had, turning a 1-paragraph answer into 3 pages of analysis. When I handed it to her the next morning, she read it immediately. "This is why I became a teacher," she said quietly. Then she erased the F in her gradebook and wrote in an A. "I'm only here for another week," she told me, "but I expect to see this quality work in everything you do from now on, not because I am watching, but because this is who you really are." Miss Keller was just a substitute. She had no obligation to notice me, let alone help me. She could have easily marked my F and moved on. Instead, she saw past my circumstances to who I could be. I graduated with honors 2 years later. When I walked across the stage, I'd left a ticket for her, not expecting her to come. But there she was in the audience, cheering louder than anyone when they called my name. Today, I am an English teacher myself. Every semester, I look for the kids in the back row, Pam, the ones other teachers have written off. I keep granola bars in my desk and bus passes in my wallet. And sometimes when a student is clearly brilliant but failing, I write the same note Miss Keller wrote to me. "I know you are better than this. Try again. I'll wait." Because sometimes all it takes is one person who refuses to let you disappear.